Since 2020, it is no secret that housing prices have shot up across the United States very rapidly. It's also no secret that in the past 3 years, mortgage interest rates have also shot up. They've gone from the very high 2s to their peak around 8% in August. In 2023 alone, we saw mortgage rates more than double from about 3% to just above 8% for a period of time, causing buyer activity to have a significant slowdown due to those 20-year highs. So what does it look like for 2024? What can we expect going forward? Stick around to the end as we discuss what some of the industry leaders are expecting for this year and what we saw in 2023. Before we dive into the content, my name is Matt Lunden. I'm a local real estate agent here in Coastal Delaware, and I put out content each and every week discussing what it's like to live here, the local real estate market here, and all things Coastal Delaware. If that's something that you would like to see some more of, do me a favor, hit that subscribe button down below. And then if you're someone that's looking to buy or sell real estate here in Coastal Delaware, that's what me and my team help you with every single day. And we absolutely love hearing from you guys here on the channel. So all my information is going to be down below in the description and right here on the screen. If we can help in absolutely any way, don't hesitate to reach out. Now let's dive back into the content. Unfortunately, I'm going to tell you that the cost of buying a home in 2024 is likely not going to be much better than it was in 2023. And depending on a few factors, we may actually see prices increase significantly throughout 2024. So let's take a look at what some of the industry leaders are saying, what they're predicting, and how it may impact your decision to either buy or sell throughout this coming year, and what it'll look like across 2024. According to Redfin, a stubbornly small pool of homes for sale has kept competition pretty high throughout 2023. It kept the costs high and it limited a number of active buyers from entering the market. With mortgage rates rising over the past 2 years, homeowners have been reluctant to sell. A lot of them have opted instead to hold on to their very low interest rate with their current mortgage. So due to lack of inventory from sellers not wanting to sell and the elevated cost, the buyers that did remain, they saw high interest rates. They saw still a lot of competition just because there was no activity or no inventory on the market. And in many cases, we still saw multiple offers. So it hasn't completely gone away despite what you may have been hearing before. Redfin's reporting that the median mortgage payments have decreased for the 5th consecutive week as of mid-December, largely in part due to the reduction we've seen in mortgage interest rates, with the report stating that the median monthly mortgage payment has declined by more than $150 from its peak per month. Redfin's also reporting a lot of the same things that we've discussed here on the channel over the last year. With interest rates rising throughout 2023, prices have increased slightly, and buyers who do not have a ton of cash, they've struggled with affordability. So what do we think we're going to see going forward? What does Redfin think we're going to see going forward? Well, it's a little bit different than what we think, so let's talk about it. Redfin is predicting that the number of home sales over the year will increase by 5% over 2023. They think that mortgage rates will actually decline a little bit, but they will remain above that 6% threshold. And when we look at what they're expecting to happen with prices, they feel that the average home price will actually decrease 1% versus what we saw in 2023. Now, I'm not sure if that's the case, so let me know down in the comments if you agree with their stance or if you have a different prediction for this year or what your thoughts are. I'll save mine for the end just so you guys can hear what I think. When we shift our focus and we look at Zillow and what they think for 2023, what their predictions are for 2024, it's really no surprise that a lot of what they've put out has aligned closely with Redfin's predictions and feedback. According to Zillow, a typical home buyer in October of 2023 would have spent more than 40% of their earnings on their mortgage payment. That's a significant chunk of your pay. So it's an all-time high according to Zillow's data, which stretches back to the 90s. The combination of elevated interest rates and higher than ever prices have actually held many buyers on the sideline waiting for some type of good news, whether that's a reduction in prices, a reduction in interest rate, more inventory. They're just waiting there, chomping to the bit, waiting for something to happen. And hopefully you're not waiting for too much longer. Zillow does predict that the higher than longer interest rates will actually have a positive impact. And they state that inventory will actually increase throughout 2024 with the homeowners who've been kind of waiting on the sideline. They've been interested in moving, but they haven't done anything. They're no longer going to want to wait for mortgage rates to come down. They're finally going to make the decision to just move anyway. So elevated rates that have kept many would-be sellers from making any moves because they didn't want to trade in their low 3%, 2% rates for a higher 7 or 8% rate. But we're seeing that position soften a little bit as rates have come back down under 7%. Zillow is predicting that home prices will remain pretty flat across 2024 versus 2023, and they foresee mortgage rates remaining in the 6s again again, a very similar tune to what Redfin is putting out. It will cause the cost of homeownership to decrease slightly if rates do come down to the low sixes, but they're saying that they expect the cost of homeownership to remain relatively unchanged and pretty flat and steady from where we currently stand today. So what do we make of all this? Well, it just depends. The slight increase in inventory may be the silver lining that buyers have been looking for. You know, those who are slow to act though, you may be left in the same position that you're in 2023 and the years prior. You know, the Fed has softened their stance a little bit on the state of inflation and consumer spending, and they've come out and said they plan to cut their funding rate 3 times throughout 2024, which should have a positive effect on mortgage interest rates. It's important to note that those two numbers, the federal funding rate and mortgage interest rates, are not directly tied to one another, but mortgage interest rates are absolutely impacted by the Fed's decisions, the news they put out, and economic conditions. Our prediction for 2024, again, we think that mortgage rates will come down. We do think, you know, our view aligns. A lot of the other industry leaders are saying that we expect rates to come down throughout 2024. I do think at some point in 2024, we may see a high 5. It may be 5.99, but I think we'll see it in 2024. And if that happens, we do still expect prices to increase steadily throughout the year, depending on how many buyers re-enter the market. And that's all going to be predicted by and predicated by the lower interest rates. So as interest rates come down, more buyers will enter into the market, and it'll generate a lot more demand for the homes that are on the market and that are being listed, and could very well lead us down a very similar path to what we saw in 2021 and 2022. So if you had friends, family, acquaintances that were looking in the market at those times, just know that we could head back down the path of multiple offers, offering over asking price, waiving inspections, waiving appraisals, and all the other horror stories that you probably heard from people in the market at that time. So just know that as rates come down, it's likely going to release some of that demand that's been setting on the sideline, and you will likely see prices increase. The bottom line of this whole video: high mortgage rates, low inventory, and elevated home prices defined U.S. housing market throughout 2023. The good news seems to be on the horizon to some degree, with many predicting that interest rates are going to drop towards the low sixes by the end of the fourth quarter of 2024. And they think more inventory is going to hit the market than we saw in 2023. We expect more transactions than we saw in 2023. So it's just very important to keep these two factors in mind, that no one knows the future. You know, we can't predict the future, and all of these are just guesses. And then the other part of that, real estate is hyper local. So if you're considering buying or selling, you need to be looking at the data from the specific market that you're considering, and not just listening to the mainstream media when they report in generalities and just averages across the country, because it may not apply to your situation. Here in Coastal Delaware, we've got some areas where one subdivision sells like hotcakes and the one directly next to it doesn't sell at all. So real estate is hyper local, and it is very dependent on a number of local factors. So just keep that in mind as you're starting to turn the gears and figure out what you want to do for 2024. If it makes sense or doesn't make sense, just be looking at the exact data from the market that you're looking in, the exact zip code that you're looking in. And again, look at what else has sold in the neighborhood that you're either looking to buy or looking to sell in, so you have a better idea of what exactly you can expect going forward. That's going to be a wrap. Predictions for 2024, along with what we were seeing from some of the industry leading companies. I hope you guys found some value in today's video. If you did take something away from the video, do me a favor, hit that subscribe button down below. And then if you or someone you know is looking to buy or sell real estate here in Coastal Delaware, that's what we help people with every single day. And we love hearing from you guys here on the channel. So all my information is going to be down below in the description and right here on the video. And if we can help in absolutely any way, please don't hesitate to reach out. We love hearing from you guys here on the channel, and we hope to be working with you soon. Look forward to seeing you guys next time. Peace.